And Ian joins me now from Jaffa. Ian, first this aid situation. We've been hearing that this Rafah boarding crossing is going to be open today, and now it looks like that's not going to happen. What's going on?
Yeah, good question, right? Because when President Biden left after his 7 or 8 hours here in Tel Aviv, he spoke to reporters aboard Air Force One, and he basically said, we got a deal. He spoke to President Sisi of Egypt, and he was touting that humanitarian aid would be allowed in, that they had to resolve this issue of the condition of the road, but that it was likely to open today. Well, it's getting late in the day now. It doesn't look like it's going to open. Now, there's been a lot of reporting saying, well, it's about the condition of the road. President Sisi's reiterated that again today, but he suggested that Israel needs to allow the Egyptians to be able to repair that road. But clearly there are bigger issues here, because I don't think it's acceptable for the Egyptians and many people that there's just a limited amount of aid allowed in one time only. So they have to have a framework to allow that continuous flow of aid, and it's not clear that that's going to be acceptable to Israel, and not necessarily what President Biden negotiated, even though he promised more aid. But there are also other concerns. There are thousands of people congregating around that border, many of them foreign nationals, hundreds of American passport holders who are desperate to get out. There's no mechanism to resolve that at the moment. So we've been talking for days about this border opening. But for now, the gates remain closed, the aid remains stuck on the Egyptian side of the border, and the suffering inside Gaza goes on unalleviated.
And we've been waiting on this news of this aid, but also news on a possible ground invasion. You've been reporting on the timeline of this possible incursion that Israeli intelligence says Hamas is hiding in a series of underground tunnels. Do you think the IDF is ready for that kind of combat?
It's a good question. I mean, it's the most difficult kind of combat, potentially in an urban environment. You're fighting Hamas on home turf. I mean, we saw something not entirely dissimilar in Mosul when Iraqi troops with American air support went in to try and remove ISIS, and it was the most brutal, bloody battle I've ever witnessed. The attrition rate amongst Iraqi forces was enormous, and I think there is an awareness in Israel, especially amongst political and military circles, that the cost to Israeli lives is going to be huge. It's going to be very difficult. The ground is going to be laced with mines, booby traps. Those tunnels make it much harder to get at people. And, you know, they say that the green light has been given and that they're going to see inside Gaza soon. But I think everyone knows this is going to be difficult, long, and extremely dangerous.
And a lot of concern about those hostages as well. I'm sure the families now watching, hoping that their family members could be a priority, but we'll have to wait and see. Chief Correspondent Ian Pannell in Jaffa, thank you.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.